Myself, Ansari Safia, Assistant Professor in Physics, JIT Arts, Science and Commerce College for Union Malegaon. Now this presentation is for class FYBC Physics paper first. Now the topic is elasticity. Now dear student, today we have to obtain the relation between three elastic moduli, that is relation between Young's modulus, bulk modulus and modulus of rigidity. Now figure shows a cube which is made up of homogeneous isotropic material having each side of unit length. The isotropic material has same elastic properties in all directions. Now area of any phase is unity and volume of the cube is also unity. Now suppose that the cube is pulled by the forces F1, F2 and F3 acting normally to each phase as shown in figure. Now here F1 acts along positive and negative direction of x-axis. F2 acts along positive and negative direction of y-axis. F3 acts along positive and negative direction of z-axis. Now we know that Young's modulus y is equal to longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain. Now stress force per unit area, but area A of each phase is unity, therefore stress is equal to F. Therefore Young's modulus y is equal to F divided by strain, therefore longitudinal strain is equal to F by y. Now also we know that Poisson's ratio sigma, which is equal to lateral compression strain divided by longitudinal extension strain. Therefore the lateral compression strain is equal to sigma into longitudinal extension strain, but longitudinal extension strain from above equation is F by y. Therefore the lateral compression strain is equal to sigma F by y. Now suppose that F2 is equal to F3 is equal to 0 and F1 acting along x-axis produces a longitudinal extension strain along x-axis which is equal to F1 by y, and lateral compression strain along y-axis and z-axis, that is sigma F1 by y. Now the lateral strains are equal because the material is isotropic. Now compression is represented by negative sign, therefore the along y-axis and z-axis compression due to the force F1 is minus sigma F1 by y and minus sigma F1 by y. Now if F1 is equal to F3 is equal to 0 and F2 stretches the cube along y-axis, at the same time the cube is contracted laterally along x-axis and z-axis, therefore the longitudinal extension strain along y-axis due to the force F2 is F2 by y, and along x-axis and z-axis the compression strain minus sigma F2 by y minus sigma F2 by y. Now when F1 is equal to F2 is equal to 0 and F3 stretches the cube along z-axis, then the longitudinal extension strain along z-axis is F3 by y, and the compression strain along x-axis and y-axis minus sigma F3 by y minus sigma F3 by y. Now the total extension strain along x axis का जो कॉलम है उसको ऐड कर देंगे, देन वी गेट F1 बाय वाई माइनस सिग्मा F2 बाय वाई माइनस सिग्मा F3 बाय वाई. Now if F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F3 is equal to F, then the total extension strain along x axis is equal to F by y 1 minus 2 sigma. Now also we know that volume strain is equal to 3 into longitudinal strain, therefore it is equal to 3. Now longitudinal strain from above equation, that is F by y 1 minus 2 sigma. Also the volume stress is equal to force per unit area, but area A is unity, therefore volume stress is equal to F. Now bulk modulus K is the ratio of volume stress to the volume strain is equal to, now volume stress is equal to F divided by volume strain from above equation 3F by y 1 minus 2 sigma. Therefore rearranging this equation we get y by 3k is equal to 1 minus 2 sigma. Now if F3 is equal to 0 and F1 stretches the cube along x-axis and F2 compresses along y-axis, then the cube is deformed and the elongations and contraction produced by the forces in different directions are tabulated. Therefore, due to the force F1 and F2, lateral compression strain and longitudinal extension strain are given. Therefore, if F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F, then the net extension strain along x axis, तो x axis का जो कॉलम है उसको ऐड कर देंगे, then we get F1 by y plus sigma F2 by y. Therefore it is equal to F by y 1 plus sigma, because F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F. Now the total strain along y axis, जो y axis का कॉलम है उसको ऐड कर देंगे, then we minus F by y 1 plus sigma. Also the compression strain along y axis, ऊपर जो इक्वेशन है वो strain along y axis है, compression जो है तो उसका माइनस हो जाएगा, तो ऑलरेडी माइनस है तो माइनस माइनस प्लस F by y 1 plus sigma. But the cube experiences extension and contraction of equal magnitude. These are equivalent to shear, which is equal to their sum. That means theta is equal to F by y 1 plus sigma plus F by y 1 plus sigma. Therefore theta is equal to 2F by y 1 plus sigma. But shearing stress is equal to force per unit area, which is equal to F. Now we know that modulus of rigidity eta is equal to shearing stress divided by shearing strain. Now shearing stress is F and shearing strain is 2F by y 1 plus sigma. Therefore eta is equal to y divided by 2 1 plus sigma. Now rearranging this equation we get y by 2 eta is equal to 1 plus sigma. Therefore sigma is equal to y by 2 eta minus 1. Now substituting the value of sigma from this equation in y by 3k is equal to 1 minus 2 sigma. Therefore y by 3k is equal to 1 minus 2 into y by 2 eta minus 1. Therefore y by 3k is equal to 1 minus y by eta plus 2. Therefore y by 3k plus y by eta is equal to 3. Therefore it is equal to y by 3 into 1 by k plus 3 by eta is equal to 3. Now rearranging this equation we get 1 by k plus 3 by eta is equal to 9 by y. Now this equation gives relation between three elastic constants which are not independent of each other. If two of them are known, then the third one can be calculated. Now we have 10 the limiting values of Poisson's ratio. Now we have the equation y by 3k is equal to 1 minus 2 sigma, but we know that y and k are positive quantities. That means 1 minus 2 sigma is greater than 0. Therefore sigma is less than 1 half. It means that the value of sigma is always less than 1 half. Also we have the relation y by 2 eta is equal to 1 plus sigma, but y and eta are always positive. Therefore 1 plus sigma is greater than 0. That means sigma is greater than minus 1. Thus the value of sigma is always greater than minus 1. Negative value of sigma is not possible, because it means that on being extended a body should be elongated laterally, which is not possible. Also sigma can never be equal to 1 half. In this case body should be perfectly incompressible, which is not possible. Normally the value of sigma is in between 0 to 0.4. Okay, thank you.